Welcome to my Introduction to Logic class. This is the first of a series of recordings to help you understand the material. First and most important, logic is the study of arguments. It's how to think about arguments. What is a good argument? What's a valid argument? What's a strong argument? And we'll define what all those terms mean. An argument is not about people fighting. An argument has a very well-defined meaning in logic. An argument is a group of statements known as premises, which demonstrate a final statement known as the conclusion. So an argument will have a group of premises and then finally one final statement that hopefully those premises lead to the conclusion. So a statement is a sentence that can either be true or false. The following are not statements. They cannot be true or false. A question, where are you going? An exclamation, you're wearing that outfit to school? A command, please close the door behind you. Also, a statement, in order to be true or false, has to have a clear meaning. The following statements would not work in logic. My professor is tall. What do you mean by tall? It's vague. Is it 5'10"? Is it 6'4"? My daughter could not find a match. What do you mean by a match? It's lexically ambiguous. Is a match something to light a fire with? Is a match a date? He shot an elephant in his pajamas. What was the elephant doing in the pajamas? Syntactically, it's ambiguous. Who was wearing the pajamas? To be used in logic, a statement should be simple with a clear true or false value. Statements must be true or false, at least in some world or other. And there are two rules about logical statements. These both come from Aristotle. Rule 1, the law of contradiction. No statement can be both true and false. It is either true or false. Rule 2, the law of the excluded middle. Every statement must be either true or false. There are new areas, by the way, today called fuzzy logic with statements that are neither true nor false. Many of those are tied with quantum theory. We will not deal with them in this course. But we're now ready to look at arguments. An argument is a group of statements which lead to a conclusion. Take the following statements. I had to work late, then my car would not start, traffic was all backed up, therefore I missed my dinner appointment. Statements 1, 2, and 3 are the premises, and statement 4 is the conclusion. There's certain words that indicate premises, like since, because, due to, as a result of. There's certain words that indicate the conclusion, therefore. This shows that. So. Now, sometimes telling the premises from the conclusion is difficult, especially if they're mixed together. Take the following sentence. John is not an honest candidate, so you should not vote for him, especially after he was caught misappropriating campaign money. This can be separated into 3 separate statements. John is not an honest candidate, and he was caught misappropriating campaign money are premises. The conclusion is, so you should not vote for him. In an argument, you should always look for the conclusion first. The first job in any logic problem is to decide what the premises are and what the conclusion is. The second job is to decide if the premises support the conclusion. Here's a cartoon I found. Penguins are black and white. Some old TV shows are black and white. Therefore, some penguins are old TV shows. Logic, another thing penguins aren't good at. It's an argument. It's a bad argument, but it's an argument. We will be looking at 2 types of arguments in this class, deductive arguments and inductive arguments. In a deductive argument, the premises must lead to the conclusion. Aristotle's classic syllogism is a deductive argument. All men are mortal. Socrates is a man. Therefore, Socrates is mortal. Or the example we have in the cartoon, birds can fly. I am a bird. Therefore, I can fly. If the premises are true, the conclusion must be true. In an inductive argument, the premises probably lead to the conclusion, but not absolutely. Most farmers in my area are Republican. Johnson is a farmer in my area, therefore Johnson is probably a Republican. Probably true, but not absolutely true. Or in the BC cartoon, how can anyone prove that no two snowflakes are alike? Look, stupid, I have examined over 800,000 specimens without a single duplication. If that ain't proof, what is it? Could be a lucky coincidence. You never know with an inductive statement whether it's absolutely true or not. We will be studying what are good deductive and good inductive arguments in this class. For deductive arguments, we will use words like valid and sound. For inductive arguments, we will use words like strong and cogent. A deductive argument that has the proper logical structure is called valid. All students study philosophy. John is a student, therefore John studies philosophy. It's a valid argument. It is valid, but not true. There may be philosophy students or students that don't study philosophy. A deductive argument is sound if it is valid and the premises are true. The terms valid and sound apply to deductive arguments. An inductive argument is strong if the premises indicate the conclusion is probable. Most students find logic hard. John is taking logic. Therefore, John finds logic hard. It's a strong argument. An inductive argument is cogent if the argument is strong and the premises are true. The terms strong and cogent apply to inductive arguments. We will continue with